Have you heard the one about the walrus who walked into a bar? He says to the bartender, "I'll have a clam and a Coke, please. Hold the ice." Get it? Because walruses live in the Arctic. Okay, maybe that's a bad joke. But walruses are fascinating creatures. They're like the comedians of the Arctic, always lounging around, telling jokes, and making each other laugh, probably. In this essay, we'll learn about these blubbery beasts, their lives, their loves, and their struggles. Get ready for a wild ride. Imagine a giant swimming potato with tusks. That's a walrus. Okay, maybe not exactly, but they are big. These fascinating creatures are one of the most iconic animals of the Arctic. Their size and unique features make them stand out in the icy waters they call home. Males can grow up to 10 feet long, that's longer than a car, and they can weigh up to 3,700 pounds. Their most noticeable feature? Those tusks. These elongated canines can grow up to 3 feet long and are used for a variety of purposes. Both males and females have them, and they are not just for show. These tusks are essential tools for survival in the harsh Arctic environment. They use them for all sorts of things. Fighting for dominance and territory, which is crucial during the breeding season when males compete for the attention of females. Hauling themselves out of the water onto the ice is another important use. The tusks act like ice picks, giving them the leverage they need to pull their massive bodies up, and even poking holes in the ice for breathing. This is especially important during the winter months when the ice can be thick and solid. Talk about a multi-purpose tool. These tusks are truly remarkable and demonstrate the walrus's adaptability to its environment. And don't forget that blubber. This thick layer of fat is essential for their survival. It provides insulation against the freezing temperatures of the Arctic waters. It keeps them warm in the freezing Arctic waters. Without this blubber, they would not be able to maintain their body heat and could easily succumb to the cold. It's like wearing a built-in wetsuit. This blubber also provides energy reserves, which is crucial during times when food is scarce. The walrus is truly built for life, in one of the most extreme environments on Earth. Walruses like it cold, really cold. These magnificent creatures are perfectly adapted to thrive in some of the harshest environments on Earth. Their thick blubber and dense fur keep them insulated against the freezing temperatures, allowing them to survive and even flourish in the icy waters of the Arctic. You can find them hanging out in the Arctic Ocean, near the North Pole. This region provides the ideal habitat for walruses, with its vast expanses of ice floes and abundant marine life. The Arctic Ocean is teeming with the clams, mollusks, and other sea creatures that make up the walrus's diet. They love to lounge on ice floes and beaches. These resting spots are crucial for walruses, as they spend a significant amount of time out of the water to conserve energy and stay warm. Ice floes also provide a safe haven from predators and a place to socialize with other walruses. Think of it as their version of a beach vacation, but with more ice and less sunbathing. Instead of soaking up the sun, walruses bask in the cold, often huddling together to share body heat. This communal behavior not only helps them stay warm, but also strengthens social bonds within the group. There are two main types of walruses, Pacific and Atlantic. Each type has adapted to its specific environment, with slight differences in behavior and habitat preferences. Pacific walruses are like the party animals of the walrus world. They are known for their gregarious nature and large social groups. These walruses can often be seen in massive herds, migrating together in search of food and new resting spots. They migrate long distances for food and fun. The journey can be arduous, but it's a necessary part of their life cycle. During these migrations, Pacific walruses can travel hundreds of miles, navigating through treacherous ice and frigid waters. Atlantic walruses are more homebodies, sticking closer to their favorite spots. They tend to have more defined territories and are less likely to undertake long migrations. Instead, they prefer to stay within a familiar range where they know the best feeding grounds and resting places. No matter where they live, walruses are always up for a good time. They are highly social animals, often engaging in playful behaviors such as mock fights and synchronized swimming. These activities are not only fun but also help to establish social hierarchies and strengthen bonds within the group. They love to swim, dive, and play in the water. Their powerful flippers and streamlined bodies make them excellent swimmers, capable of diving to great depths in search of food. They're like the synchronized swimming team of the Arctic. Watching a group of walruses move gracefully through the water is a sight to behold. Their coordinated movements and playful antics are a testament to their intelligence and social nature. What's a walrus's favorite food? If you guessed clams, you're right. But there's so much more to their diet and how they find their food. Let's dive deeper into the fascinating world of the walrus diet. These hungry behemoths love to slurp down clams, mussels, and other shellfish. They have a particular fondness for clams, which they can consume in astonishing quantities. Imagine a walrus diving deep into the cold ocean waters, using its powerful flippers to navigate the seabed. Once it reaches the ocean floor, the real hunt begins. These creatures are equipped with highly sensitive whiskers, known as vibrissae, which they use to detect the slightest movements and textures of their prey. Their whiskers are so sensitive that they can distinguish between different types of shellfish buried in the sand. It's like having a built-in metal detector, but instead of finding treasure, they're searching for their next meal. Think of it like using a metal detector, but for clams. This incredible adaptation allows them to locate and unearth clams with remarkable efficiency. A walrus can eat up to 4,000 clams in a single meal. That's right, 4,000. This massive intake is necessary to sustain their large bodies and maintain their energy levels. That's a lot of shellfish, and it's not just clams they feast on. Walruses have a varied diet that includes other types of shellfish like mussels and snails. No wonder they need all that blubber to store energy. This thick layer of fat not only keeps them warm in icy waters but also serves as an energy reserve for times when food is scarce. Sometimes, if they're feeling extra adventurous, they'll snack on other sea creatures like worms, snails, or even fish. This dietary flexibility helps them survive in the harsh and often unpredictable Arctic environment. But clams are their true love. These bivalves are not only a favorite, but also a crucial part of the walrus diet, providing the necessary nutrients to keep these magnificent creatures thriving in their cold underwater world. Section 5. Walrus. Social Hour. A Blubbery Get-Together. Walruses are social butterflies. They love to hang out in groups called herds. Imagine a giant pool party, but with more blubber and less floaties. During mating season, things get really wild. Thousands of walruses gather together on the ice and beaches. It's like a giant singles mixer, but with more roaring and less awkward small talk. Male walruses compete for the attention of females by showing off their tusks and making loud noises. The loudest and proudest walrus usually wins. Section 6. Whisker Wars. Walrus Style. Did you know that a walrus's whiskers are incredibly sensitive? They're like tiny fingers, helping them feel around for food in the murky depths. But these whiskers aren't just for finding food, they're also important for communication. Walruses use their whiskers to greet each other, show affection, and even settle disputes. It's like a gentle fencing match, but with whiskers instead of swords. Section 7. Trouble in Paradise. Threats to the walrus. Life in the Arctic is tough, even for a walrus. Sadly, these amazing creatures are facing some serious threats. Climate change is causing the ice to melt, which is bad news for walruses. They rely on ice floes for resting, giving birth, and raising their young. Pollution and hunting are also big problems. We need to protect these gentle giants and their home. Section 8. Can we save the walrus? A call to action. The good news is that we can all help protect walruses. By reducing our carbon footprint, supporting sustainable seafood, and speaking up for conservation efforts, we can make a difference. Remember, every little bit counts. Let's all do our part to ensure that these amazing creatures continue to grace the Arctic for generations to come. Together, we can make a splash. Section 9. That's all, folks. A fond farewell to our Flippered friends. Well, there you have it. A glimpse into the wonderful world of walruses. We've learned about their blubbery bodies, their clamtastic diet, and their love for socializing. So next time you think about the Arctic, remember the walrus. These amazing creatures need our help to survive. Let's all do our part to protect them and their icy home. Until next time, keep it cool.